I wasn't as pleased though, Dave, having to listen to this new drop from Drake. I mean, we've talked a lot about Drake over the years. He's dropped an album almost every year, or a project almost every year that we've been doing this podcast. So we've had a lot of time to talk about him. And Dark Lane demo tapes. I guess this isn't an album, a mixtape. Who the F knows? My favorite part about it, it wasn't 25 songs like Scorpion, or I think his other album, More Life, was right around there. So
Yep.
I didn't have to sit with this for too long, but I left with a lot of the same feeling as those albums, where it's like some of the highs were pretty high, but a lot of times I just found myself feeling like this is very mid-level type shit. And that's kind of where I sit with Drake now, is there's a lot of filler to get to like the really good stuff, but when the stuff is really good, it's really, really good. How are you feeling with the surprise drop?
So you're saying you weren't booted up, turned up, and piped up?
Left foot slide, right foot up, right foot slide, left foot up, dog.
Yeah, I think the best part about Dark Lane demo tapes is that Drake made it pretty clear from the jump that this was just a data dump. This was a collection of, a lot of these songs were already out / leaked in some form. And on top of the announcement of this, he said that his proper studio album's coming this summer. So basically, I'm treating this like with an asterisk, depending on how the album goes. He's talking about making a concise, focused album for this new one, very much unlike Scorpion, and that'll go a long way, because kind of as you said, Drake kind of is just kind of competing with himself right now, and I hope Drake will understand the value of not needing to set new streaming milestones and all these kind of meaningless things that he doesn't really need to work hard to achieve. He just needs to set out and do them by releasing big projects and being, Drake. And hoping he can get back to something that's just a little more artistic with the full length coming. That's what I'm hoping for. That's kind of what I'm qualifying a lot of this with, because he made it clear that this needed the throwaways. And I was very happy that Tootsie Slide in particular was not the lead single for that album coming this summer, because Tootsie Slide is a rough song. Not a terrible song, but a song that is just kind of gross, because it's like, oh, Drake decided to make a
TikTok song.
Like, it's coming full circle in a bad way, because back in 2018, In My Feelings almost kind of spawned the modern dance challenge, but Drake didn't intentionally do that. That was just a byproduct from Shiggy going viral, making the fucking challenge, right? So it's just kind of weird with Tootsie Slide. It's like I feel like the verses on that song are decent, but God, the hook parts, it's terrible.
Either way you do it, we about to slide.
Okay. No, thank you.
I will stand here. It's a good way to look at this. And God, I hope you're right. I hope that this is like just the dump, and this doesn't end up being the same level quality as the album. But the thing is, like, man, looking here, Scorpion was literally 25 songs. More Life clocks in at 22, and he's dropping just 14 random songs here. Like, how many songs this guy got? He's just constantly recording. Like, what's happening here? How does he have this many songs to just throw away?
Well, and that's, I feel like that's kind of the lesson too, is Drake seems to put out anything he's basically finished at this point. I mean, last year was the first year he didn't release a proper full length in many years. Maybe 2014. Nothing was the same time, a while ago. Yet he put So Far Gone out on streaming service, got that all cleared, and then he released Care Package, which was a collection of all the big Lucy's he had put out in the past decade, which were non-streaming services, And I liked a lot of those songs, but you kind of have to view that again. It's just a data dump that's now accessible for streaming, so now Drake can get paid from those songs. That's all that was.
Right.
It's also kind of frustrating that We Made It, his song with Soulja Boy, was not included. Wish he could have cleared that one. Anyway, so this isn't anything new, I guess, per Drake standards. But, I was thinking, and a lot of people have been talking about this, the quarantine environment was kind of ripe for somebody with a big profile to just take advantage of the opportunity with everyone around. And especially with artists like with all kinds of stature, Dixie Chicks, Haim, Lady Gaga. A lot of people started delaying their plans. Sam Smith. We kind of had this room once everyone who had already kind of done their rollouts were done, like The Weeknd, Dua. So Drake just kind of putting out just what he had ready to take advantage makes sense for Drake the businessman. But when we're being music critics, this doesn't really help the case, you know. But like I said, I'm just happy that it doesn't seem like Drake's putting too much onus on this. So whatever. Anyway, I think in terms of songs that were already out, I really like When to Say When. I think that's a pretty solid, like the boastful, like going through the bars song. Drake's done that before, but I think that one's pretty good. You have War, which was already out, and then we get Demons with 504 and Sosa Geek. Those are the two.
That's the one.
Those are the drill songs from Drake, and that's Drake being his chameleon self. I think he's got a mixed reception in terms of if people like him doing the drill aesthetic. I think I like it more on Demons. More than anything, I just appreciate the look he's giving 5EO and Sosa Geek to not really famous at this point New York artists. That's cool. You also had Pain 1993, which was this much hyped leak song with Playboy Cardi, hyped mainly by the Cardi stans. Cash Cardi is truly just in another world at this point in terms of what he does to his vocals in post. I thought the song was okay. I actually thought Drake was better than Cardi on this. So in terms of the hype, I thought it was underwhelming. What did you think of that one?
It stood out because of the vocals, but there was maybe 3 songs that really caught my attention. You already mentioned one, When to Say When. I really liked Demons. That's probably my favorite song off the album. And then From Florida with Love, I thought was pretty good.
That's my favorite one.
But Pain 1993, like I noticed it and I was like, Cardi's on this. And then I just kind of tuned back out and left my head. Like 90% of Drake songs do, but the 10 that don't are always in my head.
Yeah. and D4L, the song with Thugger and Future, that's solid. That's a solid. It's cool seeing Drake do real trap once in a while, but that reminded me a lot of Portland off More Life with Quavo and Travis, a song that's like a banger in the moment, but it's not going to last at all. So that kind of felt familiar in that regard. I thought Landed and Losses were solid, but not super memorable either. And that's really it. So I really do like From Florida with Love. I've run that back a lot. I appreciate the Static Major shout out. The collaboration with one of Cardi's big producers out. That's a cool link. That song actually, I'm curious how old that song might be or some of those verses, because he's shouting out YMB, Young Money Billionaires. He hasn't been on Young Money in years, and even though he's still cool with everyone, like he hasn't made a Young Money name drop in some time. So I'm wondering if that song's a little old. Either way, yeah, it's really just more Drake.
Yeah, 2 thoughts on Demons. I wasn't sure which one it was, but someone near the beginning sounded a lot like Tyler on it, I think. Tyler, the creator. And I was like, oh shit, is that on this? It might have been Sosa Geek, because I'm a lot more familiar with 5EO after viewing his music recently. But also, Chicago Freestyle. Giveon, I really thought that was Sampha for a second.
Yes.
Which is, I think the vocal similarity is like striking. I'd like to hear more from him and see if he's got the chops similar to Sampha. Sampha's like rising up our rankings every day.
Another Drake collaborator,
really
too, Sampha.
Yeah. Drake, he is what he is, and we'll wait for judgment on his quality till the summer when he releases the proper album.